Hi everyone. Today video is on different HTTP client techniques to consume API calls in minimal API. Okay, so there are mainly four different HTTP client techniques to consume a third-party API. Those are like register HTTP client object explicitly in DA. That is one possibility. Unnamed clients, untyped clients, and HTTP request object. So these four different techniques can be helped to invoke the third-party APIs. But in this demo, we are going to do that invoking from the minimal API endpoints. Okay. So here is my .NET CLI command for creating a minimal API web API project template. Okay. So .NET new web API hyphen minimal hyphen o your project name. So let's create the project. Okay, my project has been successfully created. Here I am going to use the Visual Studio Code editor for my demo. Okay, here is my project and it was created with .NET 6 framework, okay, which is the latest version. Okay, now go to program.cs file, and if you open the program.cs file, here you can observe some example endpoint where we no need this for our demo. So I'm going to remove that. Okay, our program.cs file looks like this. So for this demo, I'm going to use a third-party API like, okay, JSON placeholder dot typecode dot com slash post. This is a free API. So in this demo, I'm going to consume this API from my minimal API endpoint. Okay. So first, let me create a response model for this API so that I can use that response model to deserialize and serialize my API. Okay. So here at the bottom, let's create a class like post. So ultimately my response model looks like this. Okay. Now first let's implement the first technique, that is register HTTP client object explicitly in DA. Okay. So we are going to implement this approach first. Okay. So here I can configure my HTTP client instance. Okay. So builder.service services dot. Okay. Here what I will do, dot add scoped inside instead of the scoped instance. I'm going to create the object of the HTTP client. Okay, so HTTP client. Okay, so here what I can do means I can give basic configurations like base address. So here we have to give the domain name. So my API domain name is this one, right? Copy this and paste it here. So we have to wrap it around the URI. Okay, so this technique called HTTP client object register explicitly in the service. Okay, so now we have created the HTTP instance in the service. Now what we have to do means let's create our endpoint to consume the our third party API. To do that, what I will do, I will create a minimal API endpoint here. App.mapget. First parameter will be the route. This is my route. Okay. Second parameter will be the delegator method. So here I have to write my logic to return the response. Okay. So here what I will do, I will pass HTTP client as a input parameter. So the memory to this variable will be automatically passed by the framework itself from here. Okay. Here we have already registered HTTP client, right? So that HTTP client will be injected into our delegate handler method. Okay. So using that HTTP client instance, what I can do means, so it will be the asynchronous process. So my delegate will be the async. Okay. And here I will return HTTP client dot get from JSON response, and here I can specify type like post. Okay, and since I am already registered domain right here, I need to pass the remaining path of my API. So remaining path is posts. Okay, that's it. It will return the third party API response now. So let's run and check the API. Here is Swagger, we can observe here. Okay, let's test it. Okay, here I am getting list of data. So my deserialization object should be list of posts. Okay, save again. Now test again my endpoint. See, we got the response. Okay, so successfully we have implemented the first technique, that is register HTTP client object explicitly in the DA. Okay, dependency injection service. Okay, second technique is named client. So what is this named client means? And before going to named client technique, I want to mention one drawback with this approach, first technique. So the drawback with this approach is, if our API is only consuming one domain, like JSON placeholder type.com is a domain, right? For only this domain, it will work. If you want to consume another third-party API, okay, so example.com, something, its domain name. So if you want to consume another API, this approach won't work, because if I copy this and registered some other domain like example.com, okay, now what it will what happens means, this is the last registered domain, right? This is the last registered domain. So it always create the HTTP object of this domain. Means the last registration will be override for all the previous registration. Okay, means JSON placeholder.com won't work anymore. This approach, first technique, only works for single domain. Okay, so let's come to the our second approach, that is named client. So to register the named client, we have to do builder services dot add HTTP client. Okay, and here we can pass parameter like name. Okay, see here, name means name of my client, or this name belongs to particular domain. Okay, like this. So this approach, we can have multiple domains. Okay, so this approach supports multiple domains. We can consume multiple domains from our API. Okay, so now I will name any name you can give. I am giving just a domain name itself, and here I have to register my basic configurations like API domain name and default headers. If you want, you can register here. Client equal to, sorry, client dot base address equal to, I can copy the above line itself. Okay, so here I have defined a name for my HTTP client service. Okay, now how I can consume this means, so let me create a one more endpoint. Okay, and let's define my route. Okay, and this is my delegate method. Okay, now here we will not inject HTTP client directly. We will inject HTTP client factory. Okay, now what I can do means, I will create a object that is nothing but HTTP client object from the HTTP client factory. To create that, what I have to do means, where HTTP client equal to factory dot create client. So to this create client method, here we can pass the name. This name is nothing but the registered name. Okay, that is why this is called named technique. Okay, so what it will do, HTTP client factory create the HTTP client instance with all these configurations. All these configurations are identified with the help of name. Okay, next simply again copy paste the above line. Okay, so that's it. That is named client technique. So let's test this endpoint as well. So here is my new endpoint. Let's test it. See, I'm successfully getting the response from the my minimal API endpoint. Okay. So our technique is type client. So what this type client means? So I have mentioned typed client, right? So first let me create a class here itself. Okay. Post HTTP client. So this domain is JSON placeholder, right? So let me name like that only, so that it we can understand this is specific to a API domain. Okay. So this is my typed client class. Okay. So here what I will do, private read only HTTP client variable I am going to create. Okay. Public, and let's create a constructor, and here inside of the constructor let's insert the HTTP client instance. Okay. HTTP client equal to HTTP client. Okay. Now what I can do means, now for fetching the API call, I am going to write the logic here. Okay. So that is the main idea behind the typed client. Typed client contains all the logic that related to API calls will be added here. Okay. So I will create a method to fetch all my post data. Okay. So list of posts I am going to get, right? Post, all posts. This is my method name. Okay. Here what I will do, I simply return await HTTP client get from JSON async. Okay. Post, and simply pass the post. Okay. So that's it. This is our typed client. But how the domain will be added here? So to get the domain details, we have to register this typed client in the DA services. So to do that, what I have to do means builder dot services dot add HTTP, add HTTP client here, this one. Here I can specify a type. So in this type, I'm going to pass my typed client class. Okay. So here I can pass my typed client, and simply I can register the basic configurations like base address, all those things. Okay. Base address. What I will do, I'll copy this. Okay, that's it. Now this JSON placeholder HTTP client is registered in a DI, right? Now it can be registered directly into our delegate handler methods of any of our minimal API endpoint. Okay, let's create a endpoint. Okay. So let's name the endpoint like typed client. Okay. and it will be a synchronous call. Okay. So here I can inject my JSON placeholder client as a input parameter here. Automatically framework will inject here. Okay. So what I can do, await simply client dot all posts. That's it. So what is the difference here? Here we will create a separate class, okay, for HTTP calls. So this technique is called typed client because it has a type. Okay. I forgot to return the response. Now test again. Okay, now response is coming. Okay. So finally, our last technique, that is HTTP request message object. Okay. To implement our final technique, we have to do, we cannot use this injector here. This technique need to be removed. Okay. Okay. While using for production type, my suggestion is you can do either second, third, fourth, but don't use the first one, first technique. Okay. So I have commented first technique, and I have to register a simple HTTP client service directly, that is add HTTP client. Simply I can register like this as well. So here if you observe, first technique is explicitly specifying the HTTP client, and remaining all techniques are we are using the HTTP client service. Okay, one way is plain one, that is fourth one. Now we are going to discuss, and remaining ways are like named technique and typed technique. Okay, so since I have registered here, right? So there are no configurations like domain registration or anything here. Okay, so simply registered HTTP client. Okay, and then let's create a endpoint. So this is my endpoint, and let's create a delegator method. Okay, and now I'm going to use the HTTP client factory. Okay, factory. Now what I will do, my main thing is I am going to use the HTTP request message object. So where request equal to new HTTP request message object. Okay, so here I can configure like my URL and get type like that. Okay, first is I will configure type of request. It is a get request, and next thing is I need to specify the full URL of my API. So what I will do, copy the full endpoint URL and pass it here. Okay. So next thing is let's create the HTTP client instance from the HTTP client factory. So factory dot create client. Okay. So it will give a HTTP client instance without any configurations. Okay. Now what I will do, where response equal to await. Okay. HTTP client dot send, and to the send pass the request object. Okay. Send async method. Okay. Now once we got the response, I can return it like response dot content dot read from JSON async. It is a collection of posts. That's it. Okay. So what we are doing, we are just registering a HTTP client service. That's it. And next, in the delegate method, we are injecting the HTTP client factory. And next, in the method, we are creating the HTTP request message object. To that object, we are going to give our configurations like API endpoint. And next, using the HTTP client factory, creating the client instance, and using that client instance, using the send async method, we are inputting our HTTP request message object as a input parameter to it. So here API call will be invoked. API call will be invoked. Okay. Once we got the response, we are serializing that response into list of posts. Okay. So let's test this endpoint as well. See, I am able to get the response. Okay. So we have successfully implemented all four different HTTP client techniques can be used by the minimal API endpoint to consume the third-party APIs. So I hope this video has delivered some useful information to you all. If you like my video, please support me by subscribing to my channel. Soon we will meet with a new video. Until then, signing off.